Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 199 of the High Sensitivity Podcast, and thank you for listening. If it's your first time here, we talk about video game and movie news as well as we watched or played over the week. My name is Barry, along with my fellow Pokemon masters.
My name is Craig, missing a backwards hat, so I am not a Pokemon master yet.
Oh. My name is also Craig. I would be the I don't know, whatever gym was the grass gym. That would be me.
Erica
Is it Erica?
was the gym owner.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Erica or Sabrina. I think you got it.
Brock is the fighting one, right? Or
Yep.
Rock.
Sabrina is psychic, Misty Water.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that.
Lieutenant Surge from Vermilion.
Hells yeah, Craig. Hells yeah.
He's got it all.
Erica's grass. I can't remember Cinnabar. I don't remember the dude's name who was the fire gym. But yeah, Giovanni is the last one at Earth, and then I'm missing one between Sabrina and Cinnabar Island.
Fair.
I'm missing one.
Well done. That's good.
That was very good. I'm proud of you.
What also is good is the news this week. Not too much as we get into it, but we'll go into detail on all this stuff. First one up for me is going to be canceled Spider-Man game. The Great Web, a multiplayer game, was canceled. We got gameplay released, and everybody's like, why did they cancel this? This looks like so much fun. Of course, it seems like that's always the case, but would we have spent money on it? Is going to be the question, and whether or not it's a live service game because it's a multiplayer game. There's a ton of questions that we definitely were not going to get. But there was a full-on trailer. The game had to have been pretty far into development to get that big of like a leaked trailer to come out for it.
You would have bought it.
Imagine if Madam Web had succeeded. They're like, oh yeah, this would have came out had you guys watched Madam Web, and it's like, oh darn it.
There's no scenario where that succeeded.
Yeah, that would have been funny though.
Would have.
They were banking on that.
And speaking of PlayStation, major reports as a PS5 Pro is coming this holiday season, is what they're saying. Very much more powerful. Me personally, I don't really need this. Would I want to get it at some point? Yes. But my focus is on the Switch 2. That is the console that needs the upgrade the most. Like I don't really like. I get the reason they're doing this is because the PS4 Pro did sell fairly well, but also the original PS4 on some games sounded like an airplane was about to start landing in your house. So just keep in mind that I don't think the Pro is necessary here. But to each their own. I'm not sure what it could really give us that the games already don't do, like that the current one already can't do. So that would be where it's a little weird to have this coming out. But also, if Sony can have like a year where it's the only console available during the season, they'll probably sell a decent amount just because people want the PS5 Pro, Mom. Give me that.
Yeah. I've never bid on one.
No,
I've never gotten a Pro.
Me neither.
I've never. No.
I don't know if us as all early adopters of the PS5, right? I think I was the latest out of the three, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of us still are like, nah, I'm not ready to upgrade yet. I'm good. Like, what are you going to give me?
It's working like a charm right now, and like I'm the person that will buy one if my original system does crap out.
Yep.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Sony does make quality hardware.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really had a system crap out in the life of the system. That even goes back to like PS2 and even earlier than that. Every system that I think I've had has lasted until the next generation came out.
As they should. The only era we had an issue with that is the PS3 in rare cases and the Xbox 360.
I think
that is a good point.
I think PS2 is the only one that broke before a new one came out for me. Even the 360 didn't break. Now, I bought multiple, but I didn't buy them because they were broken. I bought them because like the Slim and then the 250 gig hard drive came out
And then
and
the
all that.
Elite.
But the PS2 is the only one I
Yeah.
can remember that like it literally died on me, and I had to
Mhm.
go get a new one.
I was also late to buying a PS3 because PS3 came out when I was 18, 19, Craig? Like that was kind of around what age
Yeah.
we were, right? So
Mhm.
like I was I was going out and being social a lot more.
Right.
So I never really owned a system. I was also poor because I was 18 and 19, you know?
Yep.
So I jumped on the PS3 train a little bit later than most. So maybe that's why mine also lasted till the PS4.
Fair.
Toyota made a Pokemon shaped motorcycle. It's just a fun little cool thing that they showed off, but in honor of Pokemon, the Pokemon legendary in Violet Miraidon was kind of put as a Toyota made a model of Miraidon that was a motorcycle, and I just thought that was really cool to see.
What
Um,
is it shaped like? Like a
so
Pokeball?
no,
Am I
no.
looking
So
it
the,
up?
the
Okay.
Pokemon itself is like it rides on two wheels. Like it's how you use to traverse the game in Scarlet and Violet specifically,
Okay. I see it.
and it's like it is like a motorcycle. It straight up could be used as one. It's just a matter of how do you it's not a living breathing animal sort of
That's
deal
really
there.
cool.
Yeah, no, it was quite
Oh
surprising.
yeah.
If you take a look at it, it's actually quite neat. But
Are you
uh,
saying you want it?
no, I do not.
Fair.
I do not need a. I'm just waiting for them. Like you could mass produce them in smaller things to where you could get like your kid that likes Pokemon one of them. Uh, Kind of like how people buy like those weird drivable Hummers. You could buy
Yep.
like a weird
Power
drivable
Wheels.
Miraidon. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a
So what you're
market.
saying, Barry, is that you're going to forego the Switch 2 to get one of these? Is that what you're
If I
saying?
had a
Because they're so similar in price.
If I had a kid, maybe I'd get him a portable a rideable Miraidon, but I don't have that, so it won't be. It's not on the
Fair.
cards for me.
Okay.
And then lastly, the Star Wars Battlefront Collection release is a disaster.
Yep.
Let's
Hit
go.
of I did not play it this week just because of everything I had heard. I'll wait to see if some of these issues get fixed. But matchmaking is not working correctly. Hit detection is not working correctly. People are ragdolling into corners. People are like the floor is glitching out from under them in the middle. Certain weapons, like certain glitches and weapons, aren't working correctly. It is a mess, and
Yeah.
it is going. And it's one of these things where it just feels like it was a cash grab. Like, oh,
Like
let's
the
add
GTA ones?
yeah, like let's just add multiplayer to it, and then people will buy this because it's Star Wars Battlefront, and
And they
people
did.
have bought it, and now they realize the cost of it, and hopefully, and again they buy it, but hopefully it'll get fixed at some point here. But it's just it is a real shame that it feels like they didn't put the time and work into this. They just went, they just kind of dropped something onto Star Wars Battlefront and then just released it without any, without really any concern for the consumer. It feels like.
Are- So there's a lot of words that you said there, Barry, that just when you take the words E and A
Yep.
Oh yeah,
and you
absolutely.
put them together, it's so funny. Like, when you have that friend, like everybody has a friend that gets scorned by the same situation. It could be a relationship, it could be not gambling, but like just making the same mistake all the time. And like anytime I I get excited for an EA game, I always have that voice in the back of my head, which is just like, well, let's not forget their resume. Let's not forget their resume of pretty bad things that they've done over the years, and like let's just add this to that. And like I know that game launches like usually have issues anyway, because of the influx of people trying to do the same thing on the same servers at the same time. But if this is just another EA moment,
Can we
you know.
so the one thing that I wanted to call out because I saw this and I thought it was hilarious is that they were estimating around 100,000 people on launch day were playing it, right? And they launched with 3 multiplayer servers, and you can have 64 people in a server. That's it. That's all they had ready to go were 3 servers. So you had 100,000 people trying to get into like what 100 and 90 slots ish.
Yeah, 192. Yeah.
What?
That's like that's like having 100,000 people trying to like move into 7 houses that
Yep.
are having a consecutive LAN party. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's not happening. Like you're gonna have to wait your turn.
Yeah, just blew my mind when I read that, and I was like, "There's no way." They had to have known that like there was a pretty good hype for this. Like I was a little excited,
Yeah.
but I still have Battlefront 2 on like PlayStation 2, and I have no desire to play it online, so I didn't buy it. But man, at least have your servers ready to go. That's crazy.
Or the game in a playable
Yeah, it
state.
is.
True, that too.
Do you think this makes people forget about Payday 3's launch back in October?
I think everybody's forgot about Payday
Yeah.
3 in general.
But that is all I had. You guys are more than welcome to.
Sure. I have 2 smaller ones. Then, of course, at the end, I have another thing for you guys. But first and foremost, it looks as though Nintendo is changing their release days, which I thought this was interesting. I have been, in my life, always been set on Tuesday releases are the best releases. But then we switched to Friday releases, which I totally understand because you can play it into the weekend. But a majority of Nintendo's games coming out this year are releasing on Thursdays now. So it seems like
Rebirth.
so it seems like that's their new go-to. Which do you guys have a preferred day? Mine will always be Tuesday. I like Tuesday.
I'll take Tuesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, because like I don't know, there's something about Friday, and you know how we get stuff delivered,
Yep.
it misses the mail,
That's why.
like rotation.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you don't get it on Friday and there's some sort of issue where you don't get it on Saturday, it's not coming till Monday or Tuesday. And then you're screwed. So at least with Tuesdays, like I was like, oh, it didn't show up on Tuesday, but I still have the rest of the week that mail arrives on that I'm good. I hate Fridays. For games.
Yeah, for games, not just as a
Barry,
day.
what's your favorite day?
I really don't
Release
have
day.
a preference, to be honest. Like
You
I
have
definitely
to have one.
Okay. If I
You have to pick one. Yep.
I guess it would.
Do you
be
like
Tuesdays.
Fridays? Okay.
It'd be Tuesdays.
I guess like growing up, right?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Tuesday was video games and DVDs, and Fridays were the days you went to the movie theaters. I don't like that. Like I'm like, oh, this movie's coming out on Friday, but there's also this game. Which one do I do? I prefer to have it separate. That's my reasoning. I'm sticking to it. The last one I have that's kind of small, but I guess this is news for you guys. Persona 6, 95% complete.
Let's go.
Next year. They're saying very firm releases next year. So 95% means that they got about 40 hours left of the game to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's a nice jab. That's a nice jab. Also, I am choosing to be very subdued and respectful in my excitement. I am excited to hear that, Craig. Thank you for the news.
What does 95% complete mean? Like, is the game done and they're polishing it? Is that what that means? Or is the game not done?
It means the game's done and the person who is test running the game is almost done. Like that. He has 20 hours left. That's what that means.
I just want to know what that
She
means.
has 20 hours left.
Is it polishing stage, or is it like, no, we're not completely done, like programming and doing all this other stuff? What do you think, Barry?
I think it's got something to do with. I think it's programming. I don't think it's like in beta or something yet. If the game was like fully finished and they were beta testing, somebody'd have a trailer out or something.
True. Some sort of sneak peek.
Barry, tell me if you think it's this, because we're Atlas gentlemen. Do you think it's like 95% done means that board of directors or whomever, the largest brains in Atlas, are sitting at a table and they're just looking at the footage, then they're looking at the packaging and they go, but is it Atlas? And they need to have like a unanimous vote. And if somebody's like, it's not us, then they say, all right, let's do it. Let's run it again.
This theme song doesn't slap enough.
Yeah,
go back.
Theme song has to slap. That is true.
Yeah, somebody call Lynn. We need a couple of more tracks before we drop this.
100%. That's what's holding up the process. The theme song.
Very excited for that. Any Atlas person like Barry or myself will be excited, because we essentially have another Atlas game after Persona 3 Reload for those of us who are still playing it, to get us to.
We also have Metaphor.
Yeah,
let's not forget Metaphor.
That's right.
How
that's
did you
this year, right?
Yeah, how could you forget Metaphor, Craig?
No, that's what I was referring
Oh,
to.
okay.
In addition to Persona 3 Reload, we have another Atlas game coming out, which thank you for reminding me of the name because I keep forgetting it.
Metaphor.
What's the full name? It's like
Metaphor
Metaphor.
Fantazo.
Oh my god.
Look at you,
Oh my
man.
God.
I have to renew my Atlas badge.
Yeah, you
he
do.
knows it.
He's got the
That's
gold
the one
badge.
I'm
You got the
excited for.
silver badge.
To be honest,
It's gonna be good.
just something
That's all I
different.
have.
I think.
I'll throw it over to you before I hit you guys with the questions.
Oh yeah. Okay, so let me do these real quick. I
Sure.
have a couple of the internet went crazy stories. The first one is there was an interview with James Marsden, who is basically wrapped up with filming for Sonic Hedgehog 3. And the internet took one of the things that he said and they spun it. So he said, and I quote, "We just wrapped. We're near the Deadpool stages, actually." That's all he said. And the internet took that, and now they think that Cyclops is making an appearance in the newest
Could
Deadpool
be.
movie.
I would be down for
And
that.
I would be too. And like that's where my brain went, Craig. I read it, I laughed, and then I thought about it because what they did that was cool in Deadpool is they did add the X-Force aspect where they brought in Cable.
Yep.
But like we already know we're getting Wolverine from the trailers. And like that would be kind of cool. Like me, I'm not a Cyclops guy above other X-Men. I prefer Nightcrawler.
Yep.
I prefer Gambit over
We gotta
Cyclops.
get Halle
Cyclops
Berry Storm. We have to get Halle Berry Storm.
or Storm.
I would not be surprised if she shows up in the Deadpool movie at all.
I feel like if that's like the other X-Men cameo, other than probably Professor X,
Halle Berry.
It's Halle Berry Storm.
Yeah,
and that's a nice quick buck for her too. I mean, she's not doing a movie a year anymore,
right?
So see now this is what happened. I'm glad you guys were talking. Because like that's what happened to me when I read it. It's a very small article, but then you start thinking like, oh my God, who could they add? So I mean, we'll see. It's not like the three of us are not seeing that, but the internet definitely took that over and destroyed it. And the other small story I had about the internet going insane over small things is Sony released via their X account. Is that how you say it now? I just want to say Twitter account. With their X account. They said, which PlayStation game reigns supreme? And they had kind of like a Final Four bracket going. And Bloodborne fans were completely beside themselves that Bloodborne was not in that bracket. Now, I'm going to tell you the games that were really quickly. Okay. All right. So you have Uncharted 4, Last of Us Part 1, Death Stranding, Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales, God of War Ragnarok, Demon Souls, Last of Us Part 2, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War, Gran Turismo 7, Returnal, and then the last, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Spider-Man 2, and Ghost of Tsushima, and Zero Dawn. Now, what do all those things have in common?
They're not Knack 2.
Well, they're all PlayStation 4 or 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that that's a great grouping of games there. And I think Bloodborne people, including myself, are just really, really upset that we keep not seeing anything about any type of re-release. All of these games have made a stamp in the recent years, and Bloodborne has not. I think all of these games are deserving to be in contention with one another. Maybe you can. I don't even know if you could take Rift Apart off of that to put game. Bloodborne.
Yeah,
it's a big game for what it did.
Did they leave Days Gone off of there? Now I think about it.
Days Gone is not on.
I would take Death Stranding off for Bloodborne.
I would take Death Stranding off for Bloodborne.
Also, where's Killzone?
Yeah, I miss Killzone. That's true.
Or Resistance. Come on,
now. Or Resistance. It's been a while for Resistance.
This is a very arguable bracket.
Or Infamous.
What
about Infamous? Those games are cool.
They did pack a lot of sequels on here. I mean, you have three. You have 3 Spider-Mans on.
I'd put Infamous over Miles Morales. Personally,
you should just if you're gonna them instead.
Yeah, if you're gonna have all
They
the
should've.
Spider-Man games,
Yeah, where's Sly Cooper?
yeah, Sly Cooper,
Where's Sly Cooper?
Jack and
Spyro.
Dexter.
I'll fight for Spyro.
I'll fight for Spyro
Crash
as well.
Bandicoot.
Well, those
I mean, the
games,
list
I
goes
think.
on and
Well, I
on.
think they can't do those games
Driver.
because Rare's owned by Xbox now.
Fair.
Yeah, but that's all I had. The internet went crazy this week over small stuff because clearly from our news segments, not amazingly large things happen. But you know, the internet will always be the internet.
Fair. Okay. You guys ready for
Yeah.
your weekly question? All right, here's what we go.
Segment of the week.
Oh, that's a good song. I like that.
Bam, bam.
All right. So we're all still playing Final Fantasy. So what I did is I went and found, I'm not going to call it the definitive, but the much heralded top 25 RPGs of all time.
Okay.
Okay. I have them all listed.
Oh.
What I'm going to have you guys do is try to name as many as you think are on this list.
Okay.
Now, if you can get up to 10, I will consider you RPG veterans. If you can get up to 20, I would say you're connoisseurs. If you were to somehow get 25, then you're like the ultimate RPG fan. But I have all 25. If you give me one and it's on there, I'll tell you what spot it's in. Or if you guess wrong, it's totally fine too. There's no like you missed 3 and you're out. Go till you don't think you can go anymore.
I have a question.
Sure.
The first question will introduce the second question,
Okay.
depending on the answer. Is this a competition?
Mm-mm.
Okay, because I was going to say, can I go before Barry? Because Barry knows the.
I'm just
a lot more.
I just want to see how many of these you guys can get. Go back and forth.
Are we just going back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Give me one.
And just, is it based on franchise or is it particular game? Like
No particular games.
Gotcha. All right.
Particular games.
Oh, okay.
Yep. All right. Give me one.
Final
What do you
Fantasy
got?
7.
You start.
No.
No, okay.
Not on the top 25.
Final Fantasy 6, technically, if you consider the American version.
Final Fantasy 6 is number 4.
Okay.
Yep.
Final Fantasy 10.
It's beloved.
No Final Fantasy 10.
I'm gonna come back to Final Fantasies. Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger is number 1.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
There you go.
Nice job.
Number 1. Chrono Trigger.
Man.
Okay.
I gotta get one here. Chrono Cross?
No.
Wow, geez, I'm striking out. I just struck out.
No Chrono Cross.
I'm gonna say Persona 5. Let's just get that out and see if it's
Persona
if
5 is number 16.
Ew.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's not my list.
I'm afraid
True.
to keep going. Tales of
You got
Arise?
this, Ray. No.
I'm useless.
Kingdom Hearts?
No.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts did not sniff the top 25, any of them.
Okay, I was about to say. I was going to say 2, but I guess that makes it.
None of them made the top 25.
Damn. Final Fantasy 13?
No.
Okay.
Star Ocean? Original?
No.
Okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles?
No.
Oh, what?
Nope.
What about Xenosaga?
No.
Okay, that's a good series. Dang.
Barry's picking a lot of current ones, which is fine. But this is all time, Barry. All time.
But I'm going to... Is Pokemon a RPG?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So,
only one of them's on here, though.
Okay. Let's go with Emerald.
No.
Damn.
Red Blue?
Yep.
Okay.
Red Blue is number 9.
I could see. I'm trying to feel this list out, and it's definitely doing like an OG nod.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a good mix in here. But you've hit some of the older ones for sure.
Ghost of
You haven't got
Tsushima?
one. No, I think that would be considered just an action game, honestly.
Ooh. Oh, I got one.
Okay,
I got it.
right.
Live a lie? Live
No.
live? Live alive?
Absolutely not.
Secret of Mana?
Yes, number 19.
Finally.
Oh,
You did
Finally.
get that one. Number
Craig,
19.
if that wasn't on there, we were ripping up that list digitally.
You've gotten 5. You got to at least get to
great.
10. At least.
Oh, great.
10 to 15.
Well, if Final Fantasy VII's not on there, I'm not going back to Final Fantasies because that's an up there. Final
There is still one
Fantasy.
more Final Fantasy on here. I will give you that.
Then it's 3.
It's not 3.
It isn't?
No.
Okay.
You guessed 9, right?
No. Do you want to guess 9?
Yes.
Number 15. There you go.
Okay, cool. Got the Final Fantasies.
So 9 and 6 are on here.
Why?
Well, 6 is considered the best Final Fantasy of all time.
Oh, 6 definitely. That's why I guessed it because you can't beat
In
Kafka,
general,
but
7 is the most popular, but in general, 9 is considered better than 7.
interesting. I love the game. I'm just
love
quite
9.
surprised.
Yeah.
And now I forgot my. Oh, so now that because I was going to guess Final Fantasy Tactics.
Final
But now
Fantasy
the Final
Tactics is
Fantasies are
not
done.
on here.
Okay, so we'll just call that a guess. Let's go back to you, Barry.
Fire
No more
Emblem
Final
Awakening?
Fantasies.
No, but there is a Fire Emblem on here.
Okay, there we go. Now I'm sniffing them out.
He's sniffing them out.
There is one Fire Emblem on here.
Oh my god, I'm going blank now.
Got to think back to RPGs. Like, what have you played in your lifetime?
I mean, I'm thinking Kingdom Hearts,
But we
or like,
said,
but like maybe the second one.
No Kingdom Hearts.
He said none of the Kingdom Hearts made it.
He said none of them.
No Kingdom Hearts whatsoever. Yep.
Okay, so Fire Emblem. I have a feeling I know which one it is. It's the question of the title. Binding Blade. No, that's not it.
No. You're sniffing it though. You're getting close.
No, I know which one it is. It has to be the 3 with Lynn, Hector.
I can't help you there because I don't know the characters.
It's not Shadow Dragon, right?
Mm-mm. I think you own it though. I'm pretty sure you do. Maybe you don't, or you.
It's older, right? It's not like 3DS.
I think. Let me look it up.
I was about to say because then it's. I don't think it's Fire Emblem Fates.
No.
I don't think it's Fire Emblem 3 Houses or.
It was
Game Boy Advance.
It was on GameCube.
Oh, Radiant. No, that's on Wii. Path of Radiance.
There it is. Path of Radiance.
There it is.
Number 24.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Got 24.
24. Just snuck on there.
Craig, I bought enough time. You got to think of something else here.
You guys have 7. Come on. There's some big ones on this list you guys aren't saying.
I know, and I'm blanking under the pressure, like I've done every week with this.
Come on.
Oh my god, Barry, what is it called? Dissidia?
No, that's not on here.
Yeah, I was about to say that probably wouldn't be on there. None of them would be.
Nope.
Okay.
The World Ends With You. Is that one on there?
Nope.
Okay. It's worth a shot.
Like there's so many things that are RPGs now besides straight up RPGs. That's what's swinging me is like action RPGs are going through my head when I'm trying to think like straight up like RPGs.
Action RPGs would, I mean, it depends. I would consider some of these on here.
Mass Effect 2 count?
Mass Effect 2 is number 6. Yep. There you go.
Okay. All right, let's open this up a little bit then.
Think about leveling up.
Yeah, stuff if you level up, it's probably an RPG.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Is it recent enough to have like Baldur's Gate on there?
It has a Baldur's Gate, but not the newest one.
Okay, so it would be Baldur's Gate 2.
Yep. Baldur's Gate 2 is number 11.
Does it have Skyrim on there?
Skyrim.
Now we're cooking. We're cooking it up now.
No, Skyrim is not on here.
Oblivion?
Oblivion is not.
Oh, okay.
No. That is a travesty.
I'm
going to throw a curveball in here. Neverwinter Nights, is that on there?
That's not on here.
Oh, I love that game from when I was younger.
Dragon Age.
No Dragon Ages.
Oh, okay. No Dragon Ages. Worth a shot.
You guys are at 9.
We gotta get one more. Have to.
At least one more.
10.
Yep.
Oh man.
There's still some big ones.
Any Infamous is on there? Infamous 3?
No.
Okay.
Mother 2?
No. That's a good guess though.
It felt good when I said
Bully?
No.
That,
Bully's just an open world game.
oh, but there's okay.
Let's see here. Sorry, I just have to go through some games with leveling up. Is World of Warcraft on there?
Number 2.
There we go. Got
Yep.
it. Got us to 10.
There's 10.
Does RuneScape count?
It does, but it's not on here.
Oh, okay. It was worth a shot.
Yep. You got 10. I would
We did.
consider you
I
baby
like,
RPG players.
I'm like, I just keep spitting out names. I'm hoping Craig is coming up with something in his brain while I'm continuing to spout.
I can't. I'm going to say this so it just gets out of my head. Just say no that Sea of Stars is not on there.
No, it's not.
Thank you, because that's just it's.
I would be a travesty if
here.
that was on there.
Okay,
it would be.
So leveling up. Games. You said Star Ocean. I'm just trying to think of some others here. Pokemon. I'm trying to think of Nintendo properties too, just to see if there's something in that.
Oh my gosh.
Final Fantasy 4. Are there any more Final Fantasies? No. Yeah, you said there's no more after that.
Yeah,
I was going to say 14 because that was another MMO.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my god, why am I blanking? There's still some pretty big ones
There's
on there.
There's some big ones on here.
Yeah, there absolutely is.
There's some that I'm like, yeah, you'll never get that, but there's still some big ones.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yep, number 20.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. That's 11. Can you squeak out 4 more?
Look, I came back. I didn't get any for a while,
did.
but I've started.
You did.
Yeah,
you did.
I've started.
Nah, you.
I mean, in the top 10, you're missing number 10, 8, 7, 5, and 3. All big games. Every single one of them.
I do want to ask, are any of the Legend of Zeldas considered RPGs?
No.
Okay, just making sure. I didn't think that counted.
I would just consider them adventure.
Yeah.
Adventure, yeah.
Just making sure. There's some that have like level
some
up.
people might argue that it would be on there, but I wouldn't consider a Zelda game a RPG. Maybe Zelda 2.
Are we? Oh my god, I can't think of it. Any paper? Is there a Paper Mario on there?
Nope.
Is Persona 4 on there?
No. Just Persona 5.
Just Persona 5. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is Super Mario RPG on there?
No.
Or Mario RPG? Okay.
That's generally considered not a great game.
Yeah, after playing it, I kind of felt I definitely saw that.
It's a cult classic.
It is a cult.
So, okay, so BioWare, is there an Elder Scrolls on there that we just haven't got? Okay.
Yeah, you just haven't said
All right,
it
so
yet.
it's just not Oblivion or
it's not Oblivion or Skyrim.
Do you have is Fallout on there?
There is a Fallout on
here.
Yeah,
there's definitely a Fallout. Yeah, Fallout 3.
No.
New Vegas?
No. Yep. New Vegas is number 7.
It was either New Vegas. Yeah, it was either New Vegas.
New Vegas would be considered the best Fallout. Yeah. That's 12.
Yeah, I guess.
No more no more Mass Effects.
Well,
right?
no, yeah, there's no Mass Effects, but we have an Elder Scrolls. We can get to 13, but we need we need the name.
Is it called Morrowind?
Yeah, Morrowind.
Oh, good job. 8. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
2 more for 15.
I'd like to get to 15, to be honest.
Can you technically level up an Oregon Trail?
No.
I'm just playing. Just asking for a friend.
I'm gonna be honest. I never played this game. Is Sunset Horizon on there?
No.
Okay.
What? Grandia?
No. Good guess though.
Okay. Thanks, man.
That's a deep cut.
That is a deep cut.
Darn it! Now we're starting to hit. I'm starting to hit a wall here. There's only so what numbers are we missing?
25, 23, 22, 21, 18, 17, 14, 13, 12, 10, 5, and 3.
Devil May Cry is not considered
No,
an RPG, right?
that's
Even though you
action.
can. Okay.
Okay.
So for big ones, top 10, you're missing 5 and 3.
Yeah.
Those are both really big games. That would get you to 15.
I guess the problem is popular here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We haven't really asked for too many hints. We did need a little bit of help with that. With the.
If you get close, I will help you out.
Okay.
If that's fair. Like I helped you out with, like you got there with Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Path of Radiance.
Hmm.
No, those games you don't level up in. Are there any Tales of?
No.
Okay. Are there any Atelier Brizas?
No.
Those were the shot.
I don't even think those would break top 100.
How dare
Maybe.
you?
I don't know. Maybe they do.
Is there a Star Ocean on there?
No. Not in the top 25.
Is Nier Automata on there?
Nope.
See, that's
I would
that's
consider
a level
that
up
an action game. That's an action game, though, for sure. You're at 13.
Oh no, wait. Okay, Witcher 3.
Witcher 3 is number 5.
There. Okay.
Nice work.
Yeah. So you're at 14.
Is Witcher
Can you
2
squeak out
on it
one
too?
more? No, that's the only Witcher on there.
Only Witcher. Gotcha.
Witcher 3. Yep. I would agree with that too. I think Witcher 3 is probably the only one in the top 25.
Advanced Wars is not considered an RPG, right?
No, that's a real-time strategy.
Yeah.
That is real time.
Yeah.
That is
Come on, we
RTS.
need one more, Craig. One more.
Oh, the Witcher 3 guess was great, though.
I felt
Yeah,
good about
that
that
was
one.
a good
Yeah,
one.
it took me a little bit.
I put 80 hours into that game, and I can't guess that game. Is Fable on there?
No.
Oh, that's a fantastic guess, though.
It is a good guess.
Oh, man,
Yeah, that's a great guess.
Probably
like it.
Fable 2 would be my guess.
Yeah.
Top 50 maybe.
Wow. Is StarCraft on there?
No, that's a real-time strategy.
No, that's real time. That's real time. Dang. I'm gonna get my mind at RTS.
Let's see here. Yeah, we need one more, man. Just one more.
Just one more.
I don't know why
I see, realistically, I see probably 3, maybe 4 that you could get. The other ones, I don't know if you would get them. Probably not. Barry, probably not for you for sure because of your age.
Yeah, so it's definitely not Hey You Pikachu on the Nintendo GameCube.
Darn.
No, sorry, that was
Pokemon
N64.
Pokemon Stadium's not on here. Sorry.
Yeah, I that did cross my mind, but you only told me one Pokemon was
Good
on
game.
there.
Red and blue is the right answer for if you're only going to have one.
Any of my figure collecting? Let's see here. Can I look for any inspiration?
He's turning to the figures.
I'm turning to my pins to see.
I'm not gonna lie. I looked at the games behind you, Craig, to try to cheat.
Me?
No, Spider-Man 2 doesn't count. Never mind that. Yeah, no, Spider-Man doesn't count.
I'm like out. I'm tapped, I think, in knowledge.
Tap out at 14. Barry doesn't want to give up.
Yeah, I don't. I don't want to give up. I'm trying to think big franchises. So like, let's see what we average. So Resident Evil, I don't think counts.
Mm-mm.
Dead Space does not count.
Nope. You're thinking all horror games right now.
You are. You trying to play a horror game after this?
I'm trying to think of games where you are playing someone, which is all of them. I get the vagueness of that sentence. I understand it.
What if I told you, Barry, as like a hint, but a small hint. What if I told you one of these games that's on this list is an older game, but has a character in the Smash Brothers series?
Okay.
Oh, and you've already guessed Fire Emblem, so you could take out
Yeah,
like
it's
the
not
Roys
Fire
and
Emblem.
Marth
And he's
It,
been around since the first Smash Brothers. If that narrows
okay,
it down.
so that
Oh,
so
yeah.
that narrows it down
Metroid?
again.
No.
Yeah, because
No,
there
it's not
wasn't very
Metroid.
many characters in the first one.
Star Fox?
No.
Okay, that was worth a
It's
shot.
not. Yeah, so it's not Fox. It's not Captain Falcon. It's not Samus.
Nope.
Then it's not Mario Luigi.
Nope.
It's not.
It's not Pikachu.
Yeah,
It's not Pikachu or Jigglypuff.
Yep.
It's not Donkey Kong, or if you consider Donkey Kong.
I guess would it have to be one of the Kirby games?
No.
Not Kirby.
We're running out of characters.
You are running out of characters. I think there's only like 10 characters, right?
I'm like looking at the where they are placed
Yep. Boom, boom, boom,
in my head
I
right
think there's
now.
only 10, or is there 12?
Captain Falcon, Fox, Samus.
To say, how many did I name? Well, we just.
I think back
Pikachu,
to your
Jigglypuff?
64 days.
Glover. That's it.
Nope.
No, who's on the bottom left?
That's about the biggest hint I can give you right there.
Yeah,
that
I was
one.
gonna say, there's an Xbox 360 game. I'm not sure. Is it like Perfect Zero? Is that one on
No.
there? Okay, it was worth a
Perfect
shot.
Dark?
Perfect Dark. I
Perfect
think
Dark?
that's what
That's
I
a
was thinking.
shooter.
Oh,
That's
okay.
FPS.
Yeah, I never played that. I was worth a shot. Yeah, Smash.
Wow.
Yeah, Smash Bros. And oh man, it's not.
I think he's still in the newest one too.
Well, yeah, he has to be. Everyone's there.
Yeah.
Everyone's in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. He's been in, I think, every single one.
I don't know why I can't think of like the remaining couple of players.
I
in that
know
game.
he was in the original, and I feel like he's been in every single version.
Oh, Ness.
Yep.
Well,
It's
that's
Ness.
Mother.
It's
That's I did say Mother
Is it
too.
Mother?
That.
Technically Mother or Earthbound.
Oh, okay. So I guess that
Yep.
would be the.
it's Earthbound.
I'll give you Earthbound. Mother. Okay, I got you to 15. Not bad.
Yeah, I was thinking Ness with Mother, and that's why I threw him out. Okay,
Okay, so
we got to 15.
All right. I'll give you this. Here's the list. Number 25, Disco Elysium.
I guess
Um,
we could have gotten there.
24,
Yeah,
Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. 23, Ultima 4.
Yeah,
22,
definitely not.
Vampire Masquerade. 21, Dragon Quest 8. 20 was Knights of the Republic. 19,
Knights of the Order.
you got Knights of the. You guys got
Yeah,
that
I
one.
did.
19,
Yeah, I did.
Secrets of
yeah.
Mana. You got Earthbound. You got it 18. 17 was Vagrant Story. That's a great
Okay.
game.
I've heard of it.
Persona 5, 16, Final Fantasy 9, 15. Number 14 was Deus Ex. You didn't get that one.
Deus Ex. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
13 was Suikoden 2.
What? What did you just say?
PlayStation, or however you pronounce that. That was PlayStation 1. Was that? Let me look it up. 12, Planescape Torment. You were never going to get that one.
Yeah, no kidding.
11, you guys got Baldur's Gate 2. Number 10, Dark Souls.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
9 was Pokemon Red and Blue. 8 was Morrowind. 7 was Fallout New Vegas. 6 was Mass Effect 2. 5, Witcher 3. 4, Final Fantasy 6. Number 3, the one you didn't get, Craig. It is on the wall behind me.
I can't see that well. I was looking more at the arcades.
Diablo 2.
I can't see it.
Diablo 2.
Diablo.
And then you guys got WoW and Chrono Trigger at 2 and 1. Not bad.
Speaking of Trigger, that must have been triggering when I said Craig. I was
Yeah,
looking
and
at
I was
your
like,
wall
it's
for
literally
cheat-
right above my head. It's right here. Diablo 2, right here. Not bad though. You guys got 15 out of 25.
Wow,
That's not bad.
Wow.
A little bit of a stretch, but we got there. I'll have to
We
do.
did.
I'm trying to think of some other ones. Maybe just like the top 25 like action games might be easier.
Or it could be
RPGs can get-
harder.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, true. Well done.
But we'll get into games this week now, where for me,
Yep.
I have played Unicorn Overlord and MLB
Hey.
The Show 24.
I have put a full work week into Final Fantasy 7. I'm at 40 hours. And then I played some. I broke away from that to play the new Supermarket Simulator, because that's a good time. And then I feel like we both had our hands on it for a while, you and I, Craig. That it's about time we talked about the Mio Mini here. We got the same
I'm
color.
saying we got
Look
the
at
same
this.
color. Boy.
That's all I played though.
Oh my god. Well, I've been putting some time into that, and also Final Fantasy VII Rebirth have been my two main things as well. So maybe we could all do like a game check or a chapter check
Barry,
or
did you
whatever.
play it all this week? You didn't, did you? He's not even playing it. What a guy! He doesn't even care. Doesn't even care.
He doesn't care about
his
Cloud's
excuse
plight.
before was he couldn't because he needed new glasses, and now he's just like, I don't want to play it. He just doesn't want to go back to it.
You heard it here first.
He doesn't like back to it. I will be going back.
He doesn't like it. Anyway,
he's gonna pull one of his classic Barry weekends.
That's not a weekend.
And then he'll beat us. He'll be like, "I'm done, guys. What you guys think of the ending?"
There's no way. Anyway, I forgot MLB came out.
Well, I'm on the early.
Oh, you bought the early one?
Yes.
Fair. It comes out this week, right?
Yes, Tuesday.
For normal people on Game Pass.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. So, how are you guys with Final Fantasy? How is everything going on over there? Is it fun? You guys enjoying yourselves?
I'm not tired yet.
Not tired yet.
I got to the Golden Saucer, which I was waiting for. I got to, like, without spoilers, I'm in like the jungle area. That's where I am.
That's
40 hours.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Looks like I need to put in some time.
I just got to the jungle though.
Wow, Craig, I think you were playing my game earlier today, because I literally just got to the village.
Mm-hmm.
That's in there. Barry, this won't ruin it for you, but it's really cool because, like, the reason why I like this is, because the game is, and the story that the way goes the way that it goes, there's a nice linear section that happens across another one or two chapters.
Yep.
And then you get like open world area access again, but it's like expanded. Like, there's a reason why. There's like a section that you couldn't get to.
Yep.
And then you're able to get to it, but like, it's pretty nice. So I'm with you, Craig. I'm right where that is. I have probably about 5 to 10 more hours in the open world between the masked area that I have, but it's a great game. It looks fantastic, and everything feels unique. Every section you get to, the saucer's great. I was wondering how they were going to bring that to life.
Yeah,
and they did.
Couple of things that I did want to bring up. One, the Golden Saucer was like the main thing that I was excited for in this game because it's such a big part of why I like Final Fantasy VII. And for the most part, like, all the mini games that were in the original are here. The only thing that kind of made me a little irritated, and I don't know if it shows up later, is when you go into the one area and there's like a motorcycle one, and there's like Queen's Blood and something else. If you look off to the right, there's a walled off section with a Moogle on a snowboard. In the original, that was one of the mini games, and I was like, where is that mini game? It better show up later. I better come back later, and that's here. Because if they're just teasing me with like a painting of a snowboarding when we all know what that is, and you don't give it to me, I'm gonna be real upset. I'm gonna be very upset.
Yeah, especially with the amount of time they've had to recreate all the other mini games, you just can't finish the job.
And the only issue I've had so far is that section of the game, because you get to that big open area, and it's really split into like 3 smaller open areas, right? But when you first get there and they give you all the open world side stuff that you have to do, there's stuff that, like, if you're like me and you get into a new area and you clear it out and then you do the main mission, there's stuff that's on your map that you can't get to until you do more of the main mission. And it was bugging me that I was like, I see those towers over there, but I can't get to them. And I couldn't figure out how until I was like, all right, I'm just going to do the main mission. And you eventually end up over there. That was like bugging me to death. I'm like, well, then give me those later so I don't see them on my map, because you're making me angry. My 100% brain is like, you have to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been having a blast still. I'm not tired of it yet.
Nice balance between really serious parts and what the heck is going on, which is exactly the atmosphere that Final Fantasy VII gives, because,
Yeah, great game. Game of the year.
Yeah.
That's until it came up against Unicorn Overlord.
Let's go.
The Vanillaware / Atlas released game kind of blew up after some really recent high scores coming out. I can say, and I am pretty early into the game. I'm only about 2 hours into it. I am enjoying it. It is unique, is what I will say. It is not simply just a turn-based like Fire Emblem type game. It feels like an auto battler in a way as well when your units are fighting. It's this unique sort of balance where you don't tell them what moves to do, but you can tell them to prioritize certain enemy types to take advantage of weaknesses and stuff like that. It is surprisingly deep, and so far I am enjoying it. Vanillaware also made a very popular 13 like Sentinel Aegis, I think is what it was as well. So they're really hitting on all their Switch games. And this game, despite the fact that it's really 2D, it is a very smooth playing game as well, with like the anime style to it.
I'm just looking at it. It looks cool. I know I won't like it, but it looks cool.
And then, are you guys ready to talk about sport?
Yeah, give me that MLB.
So MLB The Show 24, and let me just preface something. I only bought the digital like edition that cost $40 that gave me all the digital add-ons, but I didn't because I have MLB The Show 24 through Game Pass. That's all it costs me. So you can do that, but it doesn't make much sense to do it now, considering this podcast will come out on Tuesday, and by the time you hear this, the game will be out. So don't do it just for the sake of that. Anybody who knows probably has already done it. MLB The Show, I am fine. I am having fun with it. It is a little buggy where the commentating is not adding up right. They continue, and some of the big new features in this game is one, you can create a female and she can play in the big leagues in MLB. My character as a male is constantly referred to as a she.
Really?
From No Power of My Own. I don't know why, but it's what they say. And the commentators, let me make this clear. The beginning stuff they give you, like for the digital edition, makes playing the show, and that's a big part of the game for me, is the show. I really like playing it. It makes the beginning parts of the show so easy. So maybe the commentating wouldn't be as off, but after I hit 2 home runs in a single game, they say oh, he's hit 3 home runs, it's his chance for a 4th here. It doesn't it's not adding up what they're saying, but it's only happening when I'm hitting multiple dongers out of the park is when it happens, and when I'm absolutely slonging the ball 500 feet.
Yep. You're hitting dingers?
Yeah, I'm absolute missiles outside of the park. That's the only time I've got problems with it.
Well done.
I'm trying not to let my bias get in the way, because the reason I'm playing MLB this year is the Diamondbacks are actually good. So it's not like I need to do a whole reskin of stuff like that. The Diamondbacks actually have fun, or are a fun team to play with. And it's just a matter of I'm having fun with the game, but I think right now it's probably because it's so easy. Every time I get up to bat, I am just hitting mashers all over the place. I am just absolutely hitting missiles, nuclear bombs outside of the park.
Mashing those potatoes out of the park.
And that's what I find fun about the game right now, is that it's so ridiculously easy. I'm putting up these stupid insano stats. I don't know, it's crazy.
I'm just waiting for more ways you can say home runs. That's all.
I know.
I'm trying not to look up other ways to say home runs. That's my
knocking my homies out of the park.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but no, it's other than the commentating, the game does seem to be playing pretty well. What I've liked lately is they've added a little flair to the outfielding portion of the game, where it's not just move the cursor over and press the button. There are moments where you have to hit a sequence of buttons. It's already going to be on target as long as you hit those sequence of buttons, and it's kind of like this fun additive that I'm enjoying to the game, because it makes me you have to hit these buttons in a certain amount of time, if you want to like absolutely froze it, type. I keep trying to think of other baseball terms.
Frozen rope.
That's it. Frozen rope it
There
from
you
the
go.
outfield
Yep.
out to the out to your catcher, and it's and I like that. And then also that they're random, and I'm playing center field, so I don't know if it comes up more when you're playing infield. But there are these moments called showtime events where you're running toward the ball, you're getting really close to it. The game's gonna stop, and you have to hit like the button when it's inside the circle to make like an incredible diving catch or something like that. And they highlight it really well. They make you feel like you just pulled off an amazing defensive play. And that's what I've been liking about the feedback, is that this game is just constantly making me feel good. This game is constantly making. I'm the Mike Trout of baseball right now.
You feel like the show.
Yeah,
when you play.
Yeah, essentially. I in the Triple A's in 30 games, I hit 50 home runs, like 40 doubles. It didn't matter what I did. Like they were unstoppable. There's like the one TikTok of somebody who like makes like I'm trying to think of the baseball one. It's like Carlos Listeroid, and he does like the little hit. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what I'm talking about. Yep.
Yeah, because he does it with NFL. He does it with FIFA as well. So it's like one of those things. I feel like him right now. Though, like
just absolutely knocking the stitches off the ball.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Yeah. I'm absolutely sending balls into orbit. Is what I'm doing. Is that a ball or a UFO? And
somebody call NASA.
Yeah.
Somebody call NASA. Only Barry knows.
Yeah. Well, it's fun just because, like, again, I have fun with like the different parks. So like one of them, there's like a desert backdrop. You hit a 500-foot home run. And I'm like, that one's for the snake out in the desert, or that one's for the fan sitting in his apartment building, sort of deal there. So it's I don't know. Come back to me next week when maybe the flair of an MLB The Show 24 wears off, but I can't stop playing it. It is so much fun.
I don't know why they come back to me next week. Maybe laugh, and you're like, "Come back to me next week." I don't know. Sorry.
I always enjoy it, but like I really liked it last year, and I'm gonna download it on Tuesday. But my issue, and I think I talked about it last year, was I don't usually play the show. I usually just like I take the Phillies. I'm like, let me just play like a season.
Yeah.
But that like adaptive difficulty is what makes me hate the game, because you start out and like you're winning games like 42-0, and then it adjusts your batting and pitching difficulty. So my pitching difficulty always ends up really high, which is fine because I'll only allow like 1 or 2 runs a game, but it gets to the point where I can't hit anything.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this game's not fun anymore. And I can never find the right balance.
I do enjoy the dynamic difficulty. Like that should probably be something that's in more sports games.
Yeah.
To where like I started in beginner at batting and amateur at pitching, just because it takes me a little bit to get used to the mechanics for pitching. And since I've been playing, I'm continuously going up. Like the game will get harder, and maybe like I'll get the show moment where you're finally in the MLB, and then I can't hit moonshots outside of the park anymore. I can't believe I didn't think of moonshot when I first.
Moonshots.
Yeah.
Yep. Just absolutely walloping the ball.
Yep.
Just Daniel Day destroying the ball.
We could go for another 20 minutes here.
I can't believe I didn't say going yard. Like
you didn't go yard.
I didn't say like the thing is there's no dollars on here.
Absolutely yamming it. Send it into next week.
We're not even like a video game podcast anymore. We're just a sports podcast.
Knock that one in the bay. You better go diving for that one.
I've said one too. I was about to say I definitely said that one when I was playing in the Pittsburgh Pirates stadium.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Put another crack in the Liberty Bell.
Oppo Taco? That doesn't make any sense.
Taco. So it's fun for now. I'm definitely excited to try it, but I don't know how much play it's going to get because this is the week from hell for games. So,
yeah, it really is.
Yes.
Like
and
one of the
Final Fantasy is still there.
Yeah, like one of the things that
It
I
is.
definitely still want to do is I plan on making another player to play on the Phillies as a center fielder and a pitcher. But like, you get to the Phillies stadium, and every time you hit you're hitting your third home run of the game. You know, the bell's ringing,
Yep.
the fireworks are going off. I'm gonna send that city straight into bankruptcy with how many dongers I'm hitting into the bank. I'm hitting absolute
man.
Liberty Bell shots out of Citizens Bank Park.
I just love that you
Oh
keep
my-
saying dongers.
You did. You already keep.
Yeah.
You
Dongers. I think we heard a schlonger in there at one point.
did.
Hitting
you're okay.
schlongers. Oh my god. Hitting straight Subway footlongs.
Straight Subway footlongs.
Oh my god.
God.
Pop another big league chew. That one's out of here. No.
Oh god,
my
this
God.
is great. This is the best segment we've ever had.
This is the best.
There's just too many ways to say it.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
trying to
God.
think of now
There is.
sponsored ones. Like, oh, there's the Jimmy John's 5 minutes delivery or
Yep.
less outside of the park.
Holy shit. Oh man. That's great. I love it. The show, everybody.
The show.
Go hit your schlongers.
The show's not fun until it absolute dank dongers right out of the park.
Dang.
For those of you listening, for those of you listening at home or watching, please put in the comments if you start deciding to play the show because of Barry's amazing. Because of this segment.
Oh my
Let
God.
me know let us know what other fun like home run terms I'm missing. That's what I need.
I'm sure there's more out there. There has to be that.
Oh, there
haven't
definitely is. There's most.
I don't watch
definitely.
enough baseball to know like terms other than like what was that kid's name
Oh.
from Little League? The one who said I hit dingers. That kid's phenomenal. That was years ago.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
You're right.
That was like super viral. That's what I always think of. I hit dingers. Like that's just the first thing that pops in my head. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Listen, not as fun as the show, but Supermarket Simulator is pretty cool. I don't have any good
Yeah, that was
catchphrases for
You're hitting
supermarkets.
absolute racetracks at the supermarket.
Racetracks. Oh man. I think everybody knows I'm a sucker for those type of games, but I used to play so many games in Roblox with my kid when she was little, like the tycoon games, like Pizza Tycoon, where you would like start with a little area and then the more money you make, you'd expand. And that's like, this is the same thing. You start with like a hole in the wall and like 2 shelves, and you're literally like, you got to buy whatever you want, you stock it, you price it however you want based on like what it's selling for around you. You got to run the register and give people their change. And then you do the other stuff like buying expansions to your buildings, buying coolers, hiring people, all that kind of stuff. So like it starts out real simple, but you can get like so involved if you really want to go down that. But like I lost a couple hours like real quick playing that game. It's in early access on Steam. I want to say it was like $12. But I've been having a ton of fun with it. There's like so many games that I have my eye on Steam. Like I'm waiting on the big one for me is the skate shop simulators coming. And like I could not be more excited because it's like not only do you have your skate, like you get your own skate shop, you're fixing like skateboards, scooters, bikes. You can start your own clothing brand and like sponsor skaters. It's like this huge thing. Like that is like going to be the coolest thing. I will lose like 100 hours into that game when that comes out. But yeah, Supermarket Simulator is pretty good if that interests you at all. Super cheap. Get in and play that.
Super cheap.
Super cheap
on the market.
But we got to talk about this handheld, Craig.
Let's talk about
it. Now, couple things. And yeah, so we both have the same color. For those who aren't watching and you're listening, we have this what I would call the see-through Game Boy Color purple. That's how I like to say it. So I played a little bit with it out of the box. I don't know if you did, Craig, when you first got it.
I did a little bit.
Okay. So I messed around with it a little bit and I was like, there's a lot of games on here. There is a lot of games on here. And I was playing a bunch of games. It has like save states. for your games,
Yes.
all that kind of stuff. You can search. It puts in all the like the cover art for the games is all there for you. If it doesn't
Yeah.
have it, you can literally have it search and it'll just search and download it right onto here. But I think, like, without getting like too into the weeds, I also added the different operating system that you did,
The
the
Onion.
Onion.
Yeah.
And that's when I really started going down the rabbit hole of like, I got a bigger micro SD card. I now have like every single Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Gear, Neo Geo. Like, I have every single game ever made, except for PlayStation, because PlayStation takes up a bazillion amounts of space.
It really, it does.
I was going to do it, and then when I looked it up, every PlayStation game I want to say is like 400 to 500 gigs.
Yeah.
So it's just
And you have to do
possible.
something different
Yep.
for the multi-disc
Yep.
games too.
Yep.
Oh my
So
god.
I haven't really messed too much with adding. I added Mega Man Legends 2. That's about the only thing I've added so far.
Oh, good call.
But I'm gonna go through and be like, all right, what games do I really want? Like, I was looking at my shelf over here. I'm like, all right, I gotta add this one. But the sheer like form factor, like, just carry it around. Battery seems to last a couple hours, right?
Yeah.
Like 3 to 4. It's been my go-to at night in bed. I'm just like, oh, like I'm playing through all the Mega Mans. There's just so many games on here, and granted, I added a lot more than came with it, but I still think out of the box, there's like thousands of games on here. Totally
There
worth
is.
the, was it $80?
$80. Totally worth it. And you said it right. Getting a larger SD card is a smart move. The only reason, one of the main reasons I did it was also because there was reports that the one that it comes with over time falters faster than an SD card should. But if you're looking for, like, I saw it. So my wife introduced this to me because she saw it because it's pretty popular, and then she showed me a small 5-minute video about it, and I had essentially two questions, or a question for two games. Can I play Mega Man Legends on it, and can I play Final Fantasy Tactics on it?
Yep.
And those two questions were answered with a quick Google search.
Yep.
And that's all I needed, because there's games, like, obviously there's emulators out there. Depending on the emulator, we know we've reported on one or two not necessarily having a good time in terms of the law. Didn't we have one like shut down recently or getting sued?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dolphin.
So there's definitely emulators out there, but there's a difference with a nice handheld, reliable, battery wise, portable emulator that you can utilize, and it's got the flair. You can get it in the one that Craig and I have. They have the original Game Boy Color, the original Game Boy looking one,
Right? Like,
so it looks like an original
Yep.
Game Boy, yeah, like that gray, with the red buttons. So it's nice. It's got not even just what because, like, I went down Craig's route, which is like Sega, Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
Nintendo, like, PlayStation, all those. But there's so many different systems on here.
Yep.
And like Mega Duck,
Yeah.
Neo Geo CD.
Yep. I was literally adding things that I was like, I don't know if I'm
Commodore.
gonna play. Like, I put all the Atari games on there. I put, like, there's not many, but all the Virtual Boy, like, the on there, and I was like, you know what? The idea of, like, if you would have told me when I was a kid that every single system I played growing up and then some would fit in something this small that I could just take with me and be like, oh, what game do I want to play? It's probably on here. You know what I mean? And then, like, to put more on, you just pop the little micro SD card out and you're good to go. Like, it's just crazy. I think it's a good investment.
Yeah, the only other two things I want to mention is setup. I am a tech person, and I'm not. I'm not a go into folders, move,
Right.
and make sure that the file is, an executable file or whatever. Like, I had to really watch a video or two of people who are way smarter than me doing it to get it done. But I was doing it while watching TV, so nothing's ever a chore for an American when you're doing that. At least I think so. For those of you who are not necessarily good at setting something up, in order to make it like perfect,
Right.
you're gonna have to do one or two other things. But out of the box, like Craig said, you can get going on what's there. The only other thing that I want to mention, and this is more for watchers, but I'll describe it to the listeners, is on the back, You do have like 4 buttons that you can use there.
Yep.
The only issue is when you're playing more so action games that require this for the movement and looking around, your hands can cramp up.
Yes.
That's what Mega Man Legends is doing to me, because you have to just like move him with those buttons before you dash, and like depending on your hands and I guess like your hand strength or your hand dexterity, your hands can cramp up. So those are the only 2 things I have to. Other than that, you put it down for 2 minutes, you pick it back up, your hands are fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I don't know
but
like what layout you're using, but like I can show on here for people watching, like all my games are, you know what I mean? Like they're hold on. Like they have the picture so you know what you're looking at, and
yeah,
like I'm just gonna go in and be like, oh yeah, I want to play like whatever PlayStation game, and like there's your cover art. It's all right there. It's probably a little blurry, but
yeah, it's fantastic,
like
but
you
it's
can't beat
fantastic.
it.
Yeah.
You really can't. And we don't really review this kind of stuff. Every once in a while we'll review like a collector's edition, but I think this counts, right?
Most definitely. It's great, especially like you said, Craig, before bed.
Yep.
If you're watching something with your significant other, or if you're in a situation with some roommates and you guys have one TV
Yeah.
or something, and you still want to play video games because they want to watch something else. I mean, there's a lot of different people that could benefit from one of these things, and it's not expensive.
Yeah.
So it's worth it.
Take it on a trip with you on a plane or whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Nostalgia.
We're just trying to convince Barry at this point. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
Think of all the childhood games you never played that you could play.
I was looking on it and I thought it was hilarious because I almost started Final Fantasy VII on
Me
it
too.
while playing
Me
Rebirth.
Too. I was like, oh, maybe I'll play 8 or 9. I don't know. I think if we can get to the point, and I know it's probably not quite there yet, but if we can get to the point where we can take a handheld, maybe a little bit bigger than this, and start getting into like the PS2 era, then we're cooking.
Oh my god.
We're cooking.
Oh my
You know what I
god.
mean?
I'm not
Like,
ready for
let me
that.
drop in
That's gonna
like
be
a
fantastic.
terabyte in there, and I mean, I think we'd all buy that, right?
Oh, most definitely.
A handheld PS2. Oh, come on. Give me every PS2 game. I know there's like 1,200 or whatever.
Yeah, I guess the issue would have to be like controller wise. Like it'd probably have to be
Yep.
more in the shape of a PSP, almost.
Yeah, you'd have to have your analog stick and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely possible.
But let's go ahead and get into why I haven't been able to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and it's because I'm watching way too many Pokemon movies. I'm really trying to get this done, guys.
Let's go.
Promise you, just to go down the list: Pokemon Jirachi Wishmaker, Pokemon Rise of Darkrai, Giratina and the Sky Warrior, Arsene the Jewelry of Life, Zorak Master of Illusions, and then Pokemon White Fitini and Zekrom.
Those are words.
What'd you guys watch?
I watched a couple movies, but only 2 I'm going to talk about. Drive Away Dolls and Stop Motion.
I didn't watch much this week, guys, so you guys will be taking the helm, unless you want to hear about the Love is Blind reunion. Which the answer is no, if you haven't.
Fair.
So take it away, you two.
Do you have a definitive list now, Barry? Are you all caught up? Did you watch them all?
No, I'm over halfway.
Okay.
I still have 3 more in the black and white. I've got another 3 in the X and Y. I then have Detective Pikachu, Pokemon I Choose You, Pokemon Power of Us. I think I have about maybe 7 or 8 more that I'm going to watch over this week, and then I will have the definitive list. It will be done this week.
So what's the worst one so far?
Okay, so that's a good question.
We don't care about the best. We want the worst.
I personally do not like Destiny Deoxys.
Okay.
I
don't even know what that one is.
There is a decent amount of these movies that just aren't like I have to admit, like they are boring, and I find myself going to my Switch or something instead of watching these movies. After like it's definitely the 4 Miramax ones definitely feel like the weakest, which is Pokemon Forever, Pokemon Heroes, and then what I just mentioned, Destiny Deoxys, and then no matter what they say, Pokemon Jirachi Wishmaker is a banger. I don't care what they say. I did enjoy that one, but those 3 were very hard to get through. There are some other ones that I wasn't the biggest fan of. Like out of the Diamond and Pearl next,
Okay.
like the recent animation ones that don't require my screen to go vertical box. Um, Zoroark Master of Illusions was very good. I enjoyed that one a lot more than I expected. And maybe the movies are starting to make a comeback for me because some of these ones were weak. That is for dang sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And
But like I find it insane that you're like I know when you started this you were saying how there was at least there's like a Pokemon movie a year. Like I think you said minus one time, like but it's still just crazy to see. Like you're making such crazy progress.
are you just
Some
putting them
great
on when you
progress.
get home and just leaving them on all day?
So it depends on what I'm doing. Like
Okay.
if I get home and I have
Yeah.
time to, I try to watch. Like the
Okay.
days where I work both of my jobs, I try to watch one. But the days that I
Okay.
don't, I try to watch two.
And they're all
Um,
about an hour and a half, right?
yeah, just about. Some of them, like definitely the longer ones, are definitely like biting like my time. Like I really wish they weren't this long. But
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
they're getting like the more recent movies kind of got back to that hour and a half like or less than sort of deal there, just because I feel like the longer ones they just end up really dragging way too much
Yeah.
than I thought. But we're getting there. I am glad that I'm into the age of like newer animation. The Pokemon movies hold up well. I think I'm to the point now where I am just 10 years behind the Pokemon movies.
Mhm.
So I think I have 10 more to go. I think it's either 10 or it's
Okay.
between 10 and 8. But uh, I'm doing everything I can here, guys. I'm doing that.
We trust you.
That's
Yeah,
why I
we
haven't been
appreciate
playing.
your effort.
That's why I haven't been playing
We do.
Rebirth. Is that I get home and I've been watching these movies.
You're dedicated. I'll give you that.
You are.
I mean, I've been dedicated with movies, but like I finished all the January movies. I know we're in March, but like there's so many movies that I'm like trying to hit them all. And like I don't bring them all up because some of the movies I watch, I'm just like, meh, and I move on and I don't think about them anymore. But yeah, I feel you. Like trying to fit in gaming time and movie time is hard.
It's hard.
It's tough.
Yeah, like you guys see me like sometimes I'll tell you like, "Hey, I'm at like hour 30
Mm-hmm.
on this game," but then we'll be like, "All right, let's get to watching." And I'm like, "I didn't see anything,
Yeah.
I
I've
I
been
didn't see
playing.
nothing." I.
To be fair, like my weekends, like when I'm not working, is pretty much just been Final Fantasy. Like I don't do much else. Now, like what the days I do work at night, that's when I'm usually like I try to watch one movie at night. Doesn't always happen, but that's like my, you know, I'm old, so like 10 o'clock hits and I'm like, all right, it's bedtime, so I'm gonna put a movie on. You know, I'm old. I don't stay up late.
No, hey,
Part
that's
of
where
me
I'm
is
at
like, oh,
too.
I could stay up till like 2 in the morning and play Final
I'm
Fantasy, but
I'm in
that
bed at
sounds terrible.
9:30. I'm sleeping by 10 o'clock.
That's crazy.
That's
I still
crazy.
like midnight's still my bedtime, but
I
yeah.
guess it depends on what we all work, but
Correct. You
I
work
am
a lot
early.
earlier than I do.
I
Yeah.
am the early.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so the two that I'm going to mention, stop motion. This is one I was kind of excited for. This is a horror movie that is it's based around a girl who makes stop motion animation movies, and she ends up making this. She's trying to make a movie. She doesn't know what to make, and this little kid is giving her ideas. But the little kid is like, "Oh, you should make it gets progressively weirder. It's like there's this wax that morticians use on dead bodies. She's like, oh, you should make one of the people
Mm.
out of this. And then she's like, oh, you should add some of this meat that you have in the kitchen onto it. And then it's like, oh, you should go get this dead animal outside and cut it up and put it on it. And eventually, like, it's very, it's a gross movie. And then eventually, like, this story that this girl is teaching her is happening to her in real life. Um, it's very weird. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. I think the premise is cool. Like having stop motion is cool, and like this thing is chasing her and it's stop motion. It looks cool. But I think the story itself was kind of weak. So when I got to the end, I was kind of like, eh,
Yeah.
that's it's one of those like, I watched it. Um,
Yeah.
Drive Away Dolls. This is one that I watched a trailer for a while ago and I was excited about. It centers around two girls who are taking a road trip to Florida, and they rent a car, and there's a briefcase in the back of the car, and there's people who want the briefcase, something that's kind of been done before. It was just the people in this movie, like Pedro Pascal, Matt Damon, Miley Cyrus, Oscar nominated Coleman Domingo, Beanie Feldstein. I love Beanie Feldstein. Booksmart is hilarious. It's like comedy thrillers, how they kind of like throw it out there. When you watch the trailer, you're like, okay, they don't know they have this briefcase, but people are trying to go after them to kill them. I won't tell you what's in the briefcase because that's kind of the whole point of the movie. What they don't tell you, and I will warn everybody who's going to watch this movie, is yes, it is that kind of movie. Do not watch this movie with your parents, if that's fair. They are two girls going on a trip who also happen to be, I don't know if they're dating. They're definitely lovers. I'll put it that way. There's a lot of that going on in this movie, and I was watching, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing with this movie. There's a lot of it. So just as like fair warning, I thought it was funny. It is a comedy first and foremost, and it has its moments that I thought were genuinely funny. But it just kind of threw me off because it's not the type of movie I was expecting. And like when I tell you, like that kind of stuff starts like the first 5 seconds of this movie, and you're like, oh, you know what I mean? It kind of catches you off guard. You're like, okay,
hello.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was well done. Definitely worth a watch for sure.
Oh, Steph, do they do the thing? Oh my God, I'm trying to think of the movie that had like a suitcase, but you never knew what was in. Like they show you what it is at the end. Okay.
They show you about when there's like a half hour left in the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not at all what you expect. But yeah, it's interesting.
So it's not like Pulp Fiction.
No.
There it is.
No,
it's not like Pulp Fiction.
Got it. But yeah, check it out whenever that thing's streaming. I'm sure it's renting now, but streaming should be soon. That's it.
All right, and Craig, I was about to say, did you watch anything? I can't remember if we.
He said
no.
Okay. Well then, so that does it for the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this grand salami outside of the park, podcast
Dingers out
here.
of the park.
Yeah, I was looking up ones, and it's more like bombs.
Yeah, I think this podcast was a grand slam, Barry.
Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely hit a 4-bagger with this.
We gave him the full pastrami on this one.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to go to Denny's and get a grand slam to celebrate.
Yeah, this was the Italian Supreme sandwich you get from.
I'm more of a moons over Miami type of guy, but the Denny's grand slam is fine.
An absolute moon over Miami. That's it. That's a good one there. We're creating baseball terms now. We're a baseball term podcast.
Sign us, MLB. We're ready.
Sign us, MLB.
But we appreciate all the support. We're going to try to come up with something for podcast 200. I have no idea what we would do.
Yep.
I'd like to do a giveaway. The issue is money, and buying stuff is a little tight for the podcast. We don't make any money off of this, so it's hard to kind of give back. So
yes,
even without that, you guys still watch the videos, like the videos, and comment on them. So we appreciate all of that. If you are listening on your podcast platform or listening platform of choice, please make sure to like it, subscribe to it, leave a review so that it gets seen by more people. And if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe, comment on. They could comment about anything this podcast. You could.
We need more ways to say home runs.
Yeah, more ways. Home runs. The top 25 RPGs that maybe that list left out that you feel like that should be on there. I feel like a Tales game should have been on there.
There was a bunch of games we said that should have been on there, but anyway, that's another. So.
But again, we appreciate all of it. I hope that we can make 200 even just as much as amusing or laugh as hard as we did with this one here. So thank you guys. We will see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Bye guys.